Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is the Ripper Daddy B and welcome back to another episode of CWR Asylum as we head to road towards immortality. I can't speak. And tonight we have a very special appearance as the champ. Well, not here, but you know what I mean. John Cena will be here tonight. He will be here to answer the call made by Kenny Omega. What a night. What a challenge that was. Let's get right on with our action this evening. Maybe not. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Finn Balor. Balor made the challenge to Bray Wyatt a number of weeks ago. Finn Balor made the challenge to face Bray Wyatt at Immortality with the CWR World Championship on the line, and so far Bray Wyatt has neglected to comment, neglected to answer. We haven't heard anything about what Bray Wyatt thinks about that challenge. And it looks like tonight Finn Balor may be getting a bit tired of waiting for the Eater of Worlds to make his appearance. Finn Balor wants that match. Finn Balor has done nothing but work towards a championship match since he arrived in the Revolution. A former Patriot champion, a former tag team champion. Finn Balor now sets his sight on Bray Wyatt in the main event of Immortality, which coincidentally, by the way, due to the way these shows have been scheduled, Immortality will be coming to you very, very soon. All being well, in just over a week's time, the Show of Show will be with you. We got a lot to cover before then, and tonight Bray Wyatt may be in the building. There are rumours that the Eater of Worlds is here. And if he is, Finn Balor is certainly not going to leave before he gets an answer. Well, for a second there, ladies and gentlemen, it looked like Finn Balor was going to call out the Eater of Worlds, but the champion has arrived. Bray Wyatt, foregoing his usual mysticism, foregoing his usual candor, and just walking straight down to that ring, that championship in hand. The Eater of Worlds is in the ring, and you see a referee in there then trying to kind of slow this down, trying to make sure that this doesn't escalate. Bray Wyatt getting a little bit too confident there in front of Finn Balor. Finn Balor has had enough, and the Demon, as he is sometimes known, the alter ego of the Demon, should I say, just dropped Bray Wyatt right on down onto the CWR World Championship. Bray Wyatt dumped to the outside. Look at Balor, he's got the championship. Statement made there, I think. But Bray Wyatt is unfazed, completely unfazed. As Balor drops the belt. It's like Bray Wyatt got baseball bat in hand. Bray Wyatt is ready for a fight here tonight. Finn Balor has other plans. Look at Balor on the other side of that ring now. Bray Wyatt. Wyatt may look calm, but I think internally he may be feeling a little incensed. He's got the championship and he goes towards Balor, and Balor walks away. I think the statement was certainly made there by Finn Balor. Question is, will the match happen? Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's on. At Immortality 2, Finn Balor will challenge Bray Wyatt for the CWR World Heavyweight Championship. What a statement made there by Finn Balor, using the mind tricks against Bray. But we've got to move on from one champion to another. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, coming to us by way of Panabo City, Philippines. She is the CWR Women's World Champion, the Panay Princess, Legend Jezzy. The match of a lifetime looms for the most dominant star in CWR's history. Damn near unbeatable, but the fight of a lifetime awaits her. But tonight, Legend Jezzy with a warm-up match, as she calls it. This should be good. Well over 300, in fact probably close to 400 days total as a champion now, Legend Jezzy. But tonight, her opponent comes to us from Staten Island, New York. She is Fabulous, yes, Carmella! Well, Carmella's been an interesting figure in recent weeks, with people questioning what has happened to the Triple S Championship. You don't see... Well, I was about to talk about the title, but it looks like Legend Jezzy has other plans, not waiting for Carmella to make it to the ring, flying over the top rope with that plancha, taking down Carmella, and now off the top rope, and that big knee clocks Carmella around the side of the skull, and you see the referee there officially rings the bell. Both women are inside the ring. Big drop kick right to the face, the fabulous one this evening. Carmella not even able to get off her ring attire there, her jacket, the headband, you know, she usually removes that before the match. Trying to fight back, trying to keep the Panay Princess off her feet. Carmella is now doing some damage. Facebuster there by Carmella. More of a side leg sweep, whatever you want to call that. Finally ditches the jacket. The match is underway, but the Panay Princess, I think she took that moment to recover while Carmella was disrobing. Now to the outside, and that's what makes the champion so dangerous. Moves like that cannot be prepared for, and look at that from Legend Jezzy. That springboard shooting star press that too, all the way down to Carmella on the outside. Carmella tries to make a run for it, tries to surprise the champion. Legend Jezzy having none of it, and you see there that forward senton. Here's the cover early on. There's 1, 2. Carmella able to get the shoulders up there, and you see the crowd is absolutely on fire for this matchup right now. So close, you can feel the buzz in the air, you can feel it. It's that time of year where everything comes to a close, where the road to immortality truly begins. Legend Jezzy now up and off the top again. No, in fact this time she went for an over the top plancha of some kind, coming down with a leg drop. Didn't quite connect as much as she would have hoped there. Took a lot of that impact on her tailbone, and that momentary distraction where she dealt with the pain gave Carmella a chance to fight back, but it looks like the Panay Princess isn't giving up yet. Carmella giving it back and forth. She was well on her way to the top at one point, was the Princess of Staten Island. She's going to be looking to try and get to that spot again. As I said at the beginning, she is the former Triple S champion. She doesn't come to the ring with the belt this evening, which says to me that the belt is no longer in effect. We are going to have to wait to hear from the director of the women's wrestling, Stephanie McMahon, at some point Legend Jessie, see the flight, the speed. She got up to that top rope, hit the crossbody, and just keeps going. The stamina on this woman is incredible. There is a reason she has been champion for as long as she has. In fact, with the exception... Oh, wait, there's an elbow drop there from Legend Jessie. There's a cover. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. She's done it. Absolutely annihilates Carmella. Annihilates her. As I was about to say, there is a reason that with the exception of the 5 weeks between Payback and Night of Champions earlier this year, Legend Jessie has been champion for over a year. Nearly a year and a half. And that big elbow drop there was enough to put the princess down. Or should I say the princess of Staten Island? They both go by princess, don't they? Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the CWR Women's World Champion, Legend Jessie. The Panay Princess. Where's she off to now? Looked like she was going to think about taking a front row seat. No, she's heading into the audience instead, and I think I might know why, considering the next match we have up. She's going to take a seat in the audience to watch this following contest. Which, by the way, is scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first from Sydney, Australia, she is the Femme Fatale, Billie Kay. One half of the iconic duo. Out here for some competition this evening. The Femme Fatale, the iconic Billie Kay. Never really found her footing as a singles competitor, had some success as a tag team competitor, but this is one-on-one action against one of the most dangerous competitors in the women's division. And there's a reason I say that the Panay Princess has now seated herself out in the audience somewhere. She wants to get first-hand look at this upcoming match. Wherever she is, she's hiding away. Her opponent this evening from Osaka, Japan. She is the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka! A former Women's World Champion in her own right and the only person to have defeated Legend Jessie for that belt so far. One of the few people to hand her a loss, full stop. Asuka prepares for the night of her life. The challenge was made. We'll discuss that more at the end of this match, but right now Asuka is in one-on-one competition against Billie Kay. And you can hear the respect and the adoration for the Empress of Tomorrow in this building. Everybody absolutely on their feet. Everyone alive for the Empress. One-on-one competition. Let's get it on! See Billie Kay there making the first move towards Asuka. Asuka begging her to come in, and look at Asuka there. Very simple but very effective, just pushes Billie all the way to the opposite side of the ring. Asuka not best pleased about the way that Billie struck her on the way out there, but Asuka, you don't want to play a striking game with Asuka. Takes Billie Kay's head off right there, and I think Asuka has just set the tone for this matchup. Kay able to recover, but right back into that waiting forearm, and that spinning thrust kick. And so far, the Empress has this thing in control. And you don't see Asuka go up high very often. And I think she is out here tonight to send a message. She wants to let the Women's World Champion know that anything that she can do, Asuka can do better. You see that there? Asuka waits for Billie Kay to get to her feet, but that may have been a mistake. Kay using that long reach. She is considerably taller than the Empress. Was able to get the jump on Asuka. Not for long. Spinning thrust kick once again upside the jaw, and once again Billie Kay finds herself on the canvas. She's spending a lot of time down there in this matchup. Kay able to duck the clothesline there, but Asuka, quick as a hiccup, right back to the attack, and the strikes continue. Goes for that hip thrust in the corner. You see the height Asuka got there. She was lucky not to tip over the top and crash to the floor. Billie Kay still able to take advantage regardless. And this will be a hell of a coup for Kay if she can win this one tonight. If she can pull an upset out of the bag. It doesn't happen often with Asuka, but it has happened. You've got to remember, Asuka does definitely have a history of concussion problems here in the Revolution. She's been put out of action twice with head injuries. That's always got to be in the back of your mind as a competitor. You've got to know that once you've had something like that, I'll pause for a second, we got one. And Kay lets her up. That could have been a mistake. If Asuka was down, you've got to take that opportunity. Don't play mind games with the Empress. She'll make you pay for it. As I was saying though, you gotta have it in the back of your mind. If you've had time off for having had your bell rung, you got to be protecting it at all times. And now look at Asuka. Of course, nobody wants to get hurt this close to immortality. Billie Kay, as far as I know, will not be having a spot on the night, but if you haven't got a spot, you want to keep yourself healthy, because if something goes wrong with one of the other competitors, there may need to be a challenger that steps up at the last second. And a win over Asuka tonight would definitely put Billie Kay in contention if something like that were to happen. You never know what Stephanie McMahon is going to come out and book. Triple H could come out and book something as well. You just don't know. So you've got to beat your game 100%. And just because you're not there this year doesn't mean you won't be headlining it next year. Look at that big throw there. Asuka was left. It was left in the middle of a multi-mat. We've got another cover here. 1.5 there. Billie Kay able to keep Asuka down for 1.5. Asuka keeps fighting back, but Billie keeps finding a way to stay in control. As I was saying, Asuka found herself in a multi-woman ladder match last year, and now she's headlining one of the co-main events as with the Women's World Champion. So you just never know where you're going to be from year to year. And I do feel like I'm rambling a little bit now, but we'll go back to the action as Asuka delivers a series of forearm strikes before hitting that thrust kick once again. And for the first time, Asuka goes for the cover. Billie Kay kicks out with authority pretty quickly there. I think Kay realises that getting caught by Asuka is not something she needs. Only takes 3 seconds, especially with the Empress. She goes for that big palm thrust there. That would have knocked Billie Kay all the way back to Australia. Kay sees it coming, goes for the cover. Asuka kicks out immediately, not even allowing a 1 count. A little bit too cocky, I think, there from Billie Kay, but she lured Asuka right in, drops her with a DDT. And you compare this to Legend Jezzy's match a few minutes back, where the champion absolutely decimated her opponent. Maybe there is something to be said for taking whatever route is possible, bending the rules for your own pleasure. I think Asuka may be doing that somewhat right now as she uses the ropes to hang up Billie Kay. Asuka back into the ring, pulls her in. You've got to be careful when those when those wrists lock around the waist. You saw why there. But Billie, once again, has something left in her. Asuka keeps fighting back. There are a lot of counters, and there the hip toss, should I say, hip smash, connects this time right in the corner. Out with an alley-oop powerbomb. Asuka now rolls it through. We've got the cross arm breaker locked in here on Billie Kay. Is this going to be enough for Kay to tap out? Asuka wrenching the arm. Kay once again using that long reach to free herself. A few strikes to the face of Asuka, and Asuka is forced to let go. Now Billie Kay going to try and capitalize on that momentary distraction. At least she was. And this is the problem. You can't do this when you're in a match with someone as dangerous as Asuka. Kay goes for the big strike, and look at Asuka there, dragon screw wheel kick. Now Asuka, the momentum is on her side, the blood is pumping, the heart is racing. Asuka, she goes for the strike, and Billie Kay hits the knee, it's the elbow instead. Kay has her up. Billie Kay hooks her. She goes for that. What a move, that Widow's Peak type submission move there. Asuka straining to try and get out. Asuka using, look at the strength there from the Empress. Spins it around, arm drag. What a way to get out of that one and put Billie Kay on the back burner. But Kay is fighting back. We could see an absolute storm here. No, roll up. Woohoo! There was a rope break there that saved Kay. I think Asuka nearly stole that one there. Asuka was nearly able to just kind of pick her up and do the damage. Now look at Asuka back into another cover here. Over the top goes Asuka. Look at that. Cover 1, 2. Billie Kay somehow, I don't know how, but she made it out of that cover. Asuka there showing just how versatile she can be. Just how innovative she can be. Kay's holding on though. You've got to give credit where it's due, you know. Asuka has been one of the most dominant female competitors in the history of the CWR, especially this past season. But Billie Kay is still in there. That Hurricanrana though, that was unusual for Asuka. 1, 2, 3, and it's what does the job. Now that is interesting because that is not in Asuka's usual wheelhouse. But she pulled it out for this match here tonight, and it made the difference. It's what finally put Kay down. Take a look back at some of this though. You see that suplex there. The height of Billie Kay adding extra emphasis onto that suplex. The higher you go up, the further you've got to fall and the more impact you'll hit with. It's just basic gravity, that basic physics. See the moments here where Billie was trying to steal one. Asuka just wouldn't let her have it. You see here, throwback there to the cross arm breaker. Didn't get the job done. Kay nearly lost the match there, but a rope break saved her. But in the end, that big Frankensteiner style Hurricanrana. It's not a Hurricanrana, is it? It is a Frankensteiner. I know my moves. From the top rope, Kay flung halfway across the ring and just absolutely winded to the point of not being able to fight back. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Big win there for Asuka, and just in time because next week at Immortality, the biggest women's match in history. Legend Jezzy, Asuka, 3 stages of hell. What a match that is going to be. Street fight, tables match, and hell in a cell. The war ends at Immortality. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team matchup, and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, The Club. And we know the open tag team gauntlet match for the CWR Tag Team Championship match, Tag Team Championships, that will be taking place at Immortality. And you've got to imagine the Good Brothers, one of the most recognizable tag teams on the face of the planet today, they will be getting involved. We've also heard from British Strong Style, Trent Seven said he's going to be in the match. We know that the Young Bucks are going to be in the match. Should be a hell of a contest. Their opponents tonight, first from Kansas City, weighing 270 pounds, Baron Corbin. You see Corbin making his way to the ring wearing that t-shirt, the t-shirt of the Empire. Baron Corbin, many credit him as the man responsible for putting together the Empire. He was the man that brought in his tag team partner last year, the man he reunited with, and then the two men pledged their allegiance to the Roman conqueror, Roman Reigns. And now the Lone Wolf, just as dangerous in singles competition as he is in tag team. This should be a great fight for the club. This should just be a great fight. Bones are going to be broken in this one. And his partner this evening from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Destroyer, Samoa Joe. The Machines fight together again. The format CWR Tag Team Champions. And you have to imagine right now, despite their issues with the Shield, must be thinking about the tag team gauntlet. They must be thinking about putting themselves into that tournament and becoming tag team champions for a second time. Baron Corbin and Samoa Joe, of course, would go in to last year's Immortality as champions, only to lose those belts to the Wyatt family on the night. You know they are looking for retribution after that. Baron Corbin going to start this match with Carl Anderson, and by long and away, Anderson the smallest man in this matchup. But Carl Anderson has always managed to find a way to hang with his bigger brother. That's a good term, isn't it? Bigger brother Luke Gallows, and has always managed to find a way to hang with the big boys in the wrestling ring. Former IWTP Tag Team Champions, of course, Anderson and Gallows. Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin, the Machines early on have the advantage. You see the fresh tag there. That is twice the Machines have tagged already. Empire well represented this evening. Of course, Roman Reigns nowhere to be seen right now. Baron Corbin turned his attention to Luke Gallows there, and that could have been a mistake. Carl Anderson, right on the money, able to take Baron over, and you can see what I mean there with Carl Anderson strong enough to take over Corbin, but Corbin straight back in. Watch for a strike. Carl Anderson has the answer. Up goes Baron, down goes Baron. Nice stalling vertical suplex there by Carl Anderson, and now Luke Gallows, the big man, in the ring. Still shy on height compared to Baron Corbin, though. Now look at this. Once again, the same move. Corbin and Joe using that strength advantage, using that combinational move, dropping Gallows from the fireman's carry into the gutbuster across the knee. Samoa Joe looking to deal some damage here this evening. The more teams these two, I believe, the more teams these two can take out prior to Immortality, the less people they have to go through on the night. And Joe is just going for it now. Joe does not care who he destroys on his way to the ring, on his way to the grand prize. You know exactly what I mean, even if I can't say it right. Into the corner goes Luke Gallows, should I say. Gallows now finally fights back with a massive belly-to-belly on the outside there. Just absolutely drives Samoa Joe through that floor. We're at a 6 count on the outside of the ring. Neither Corbin nor Anderson are helping to get this thing back in the ring right now. I think both of those teams, quite frankly, would be happy to take a count-out victory, survive another day, keep themselves fresh and healthy for the prize at hand. We've got a 9 count on the outside there. Joe back in the ring. Gallows is out, and ladies and gentlemen, Carl Anderson is in. I am being informed that yes, this is an elimination tag team matchup. Would have been nice to know that in advance, production team. But this is not good news now. If Luke Gallows gets in the ring now, Anderson will be disqualified, and I'm receiving word in my ear that these teams were informed that if they get disqualified, they are banned from entering the tag team gauntlet. Word there straight from the boss's office. Triple H himself has just made that decree. Well, I say just made that. The boys obviously knew in advance. So there's a reason that Luke Gallows is just watching on the outside now, just watching Carl Anderson get picked apart as the machine's going to work. And right now, knowing that Gallows can't do anything, if you're the machines, all you want to do now is hurt Carl Anderson. Up onto the shoulders goes Anderson. Now Corbin needs to get out of that ring. I mean, it does apply for them. If he gets disqualified for being in the ring when he shouldn't be, for overstaying his welcome, that would be bad news. But look at Samoa Joe. There's 1, 2. Carl Anderson, look at that. The fight in the Good Brother never give up. But the odds are against him right now. But apparently, nobody told Anderson that. Joe, however, finds himself not caring. Samoa Joe, just those backhand strikes. Carl Anderson is in trouble. Up onto the top rope. That double underhook suplex from the top. Samoa Joe putting his own body on the line there. Driving Carl Anderson through the canvas. And now Joe just taking a moment to pose, because why not? Big Mongolian chop style moves across the shoulders there. Once again, Carl Anderson sees an opening. Tries to create some space between he and Joe, and then goes in for the attack. Carl Anderson right now is a shark who smells blood in the water. But you've got to think 2 men against 1. There is nobody to tag right now for Carl Anderson. Gallows is just on the outside. He hasn't left. He's not going to leave the Good Brother behind. Into the corner once again. Look at that. Looks like they were going to go for some kind of tag team move. Anderson ducks out the way, but Joe just lights him up with a flurry of strikes. And Anderson once again just clobbers Joe around the side of the skull, trying to get the big man off his feet. Takes him down there. Carl Anderson is in control. Well, it was. Commentator's curse there, I spoke. But look at this once again. Carl Anderson lifts him up, and look at that neck breaker right across the knee. That could do in Samoa Joe, but Joe, one of the toughest SOBs to ever grace a professional wrestling ring. You're going to have to do more than that to slow down Samoa Joe. Joe's been in there a while now. The advantage for the Machines is that Joe has a partner. And if he can't get to his corner, if he can't tag in Baron Corbin, it's that advantage is negated. Hanging an inverted Tower of London there from Carl Anderson. We've got to cover. There's 1, 2. No, Joe not even down for 2. But Carl Anderson is fighting the good fight right now. Winning a lot of people over as well. I mean, the club have never been the most popular team here in the Revolution, but right now Carl Anderson is winning a lot of people over. And look at Anderson there. That is 280 plus pounds of man just lifted up into that running powerbomb. Samoa Joe driven down into the canvas, and Anderson continues the attack, going after those heavily braced knees of Samoa Joe. Big senton splash. You've got to finish it, Anderson. You've got to finish it, Carl. Joe is not going to stay down, and look at that there. That's exactly what I mean. A back body drop there by Samoa Joe. And Joe still feeling confident enough to raise the arm as if the match is already won. Now, considering how long Carl Anderson has been in there alone, he's fighting well. He's staying alive in this thing. But Samoa Joe has found himself back in control. And realistically, it can only be a matter of time before Joe decides to tag in. Maybe not. We know where this is leading. He hooks it. There it is. There's the Nelson. Over goes Joe. Straight jacket. There's the Chimeraplex. But look at Anderson. Adrenaline alone must be fueling the good brother right now. Samoa Joe has seen enough. Into the corner. Referee down. Not a good moment. Anderson goes up, and Anderson down. The assisted neckbreaker cutter there, but what is Joe doing? Samoa Joe, I think, a little frustrated at the referee getting in his way before. There's 2, 3. It's surprising that still worked, considering Joe getting annoyed at the referee there. Joe was lucky he didn't get disqualified, considering what we said earlier. But regardless, it was a good fight there from Carl Anderson. Luke Gallows taken out by circumstance early on. You just saw the tag team work here early on from the Machines. They weren't able to get as much of it done this time. Luke Gallows taken down by the duo many times. You see Gallows there. Oh, shush, Danny. That was after Gallows was taken out of the matchup by countout. He actually saved Samoa Joe, and there you have it. Look at that assisted cutter there. Machine driver. Joe, annoyed with the referee for getting in his way, shoves him. Surprised Joe didn't get disqualified. I think it was only because the referee turned around and saw the cover going on there. Just did his job first. Carl Anderson there had nothing left. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners. Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin, the Machines. Representatives of the Empire standing strong here this evening on Asylum. We have to move on though, and we've all been waiting for this moment all night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to Championship Wrestling Revolution, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty and Respect, John Cena! Cena invited back to the Revolution by Kenny Omega. Cena didn't come back originally. The whole reason we're having the tag team gauntlet that I mentioned so many times in the past round was John Cena, one half of the tag team champions, opted not to come back, prompting Randy Orton, his tag team partner, to also stay away. But when the challenge was made by Kenny Omega, when the cleaner called out the leader of the C Nation, John Cena had to answer the call. He is not going to step away from a fight. John Cena is not a man to step down. John Cena is not a man to back away. And now the leader of the C Nation, his appearance here says a lot, if you ask me. But there's no better in the business than talking than John Cena, so let's get it on. Well, it looked like Cena was going to try and say a few words there. But he's been rather rudely interrupted. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the cleaner, Kenny Omega! The leader of the Bullet Club is here, and for the first time in history, John Cena, Kenny Omega face to face. Kenny just cutting off Cena. And now look at this, Kenny Omega goes face to face with Cena. Shoots the bullet and walks away, but you saw John Cena there. You can't see me. The match is on. The match is on. Kenny Omega goes one-on-one with John Cena and immortality. Jesus, what a match! The match! We're also going to see, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Legend Jesse Asuka 3 Stages of Hell. And the Fatal 4-Way Patriot Championship match. The Japanese legends come together. The Tag Team Gauntlet. This is shaping up to be the greatest professional wrestling show in history. The Patriot Championship match. Emma and Alexa Bliss. And let's not forget, earlier tonight, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, CWR World Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Asylum. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you very, very soon for the next episode of Asylum. Take care, and until next time, remember to keep it sweet!